This coffee is not a prop. Dillon's up at 6 a.m. I usually wake up at 8, but sometimes I wake up at 5, 6, 7. But I just know that if I go back to sleep and then try to wake up again, that it's not gonna happen. So I'll just bite the bullet and I wake up. Now, Dillon, what do you usually do when you wake up so early? Well, I just enjoy it, Nah, very few people are up at this time. So when I take a step outside, it's nice. There's not even school buses out yet. Nobody's everyone's still in bed probably. And just to know that I got my day started before all of them, it feels a little good. It feels a little good. Dang, I had something on my mind earlier that I was gonna talk about and now I forgot. Oh my God, yes. TV. I really don't watch TV anymore. I'll tell you the issue I have, and trust me, there's a bigger, it comes full circle. But the reason it's hard for me to watch TV is because I hate looking for stuff to watch, I'm like, you know what, maybe this show. And I'm sitting there, I'm watching the first episode, I'm like, maybe the second one's better. I watched the second one, and then I watched the second one, and I feel like I've just wasted an hour and 20 minutes, It's always like when I sit down to watch TV, I always feel like I could be doing something better, something more enjoyable, something more productive. I don't know what happened. I used to be able to binge watch TV all day long, but now when I sit on the couch, it's like, this doesn't feel right. What are we doing? Dillon, this doesn't feel right. Usually you walk around the neighborhood with a 30-pound backpack, lift heavy objects, go ice skating, and now we're stationary, staring at a 70-inch screen. I don't know how I got to this point, but honestly, I'm not complaining. I feel like since I don't think about TV, it clears up so much free space in my brain, just kind of think of your brain as a hard drive. On a scientific level, we have like a gajillion gigabytes in our brain. But that doesn't mean that just fill your brain up with everything, I try to keep my brain up there organized. I try to keep any thought that is not gonna help me, I keep it out of my conscience. If it's not gonna help, then why keep it in there? Why keep thinking about it? I'm gonna think about the things that I like, the things that advance my life, the things that make me a better person. That's all I keep in my brain. That way, it keeps the data delivery a little quicker since I'm not thinking about negative thoughts. I'm not thinking about TV shows, what I want to watch. All I think about is, what can I do that I enjoy that advances my life? I keep it simple. But remember, simple does not mean easy. And just like in TV, don't be like Dillon in your life when you pick an episode, maybe watch 2, and you're like, this sucks. Because sometimes the best part is in the second season, the third season, Well, actually, maybe I don't know because I don't really watch TV, but I hear good things from other people that are like, oh, wait, you just gotta get to the second season. And that's what I had to do on my weight loss journey. I had to go to season 8 to see all the results. So just keep watching. It gets better, I promise. Now, I can't speak exactly on the show that you're watching, but if you're like me and you create your own show, the first season ain't nothing. that pilot episode, it's merely a glimpse of what season 8, season 9, season 10 is going to be. And you're the director of your own story. You can make as many seasons as you want. You can make anything happen in your TV show. You can pick all the side characters. You get to choose everything. Now, the one thing you might not get to pick is the scene. You know, maybe you want your show to be in New York, but you can't afford a plane ticket yet. That's all right. You're still on season 1. It might take till like season 4 to get that plane ticket, to get your show on the set that you want it to be on. But it's back to something I like to say all the time. Sometimes it'll feel like nothing is happening until everything changes, you know? There's so many things I've learned on the ice where I just felt like I was skating regular, you know, I was bored, I was messing around, and all of a sudden I learned something new on accident. And there Dillon goes again. I was just skating in circles, bullshitting, you know, nothing was happening. And then I learned something cool, and I look it up, and it turns out it's an actual trick. And then it's like, nothing's happening until everything changed. I mean, that happens to me a lot, especially on my weight loss journey. It'd feel like nothing is happening, and then I'd wake up one day and I'd be like, whoa. I used to be fatter. I used to be a lot fatter. What happened? It's a trick question though, because I already knew what happened. I wasn't like, what happened? I was more like, it finally happened. Season 4 is already here. Season 5 is already here. And it's fun to keep track, you know? Whatever you're doing in life, kind of like how I make these videos. I remember Sam Sulik used to say this. Just kind of do what I'm doing. You don't even have to post it. Just kind of do a video diary. It might sound corny, sound cheesy, but I guarantee you a year from now, I'm going to be so happy that I've made these videos. And I guarantee you, even if I didn't post them, I'd be happy that I have them. I mean, I now have access to a snapshot of each day where I'm alive. You know, like if I asked you, now if you track macros, you'd be able to tell me this easily. But if I asked you what you had for breakfast 4 days ago, would you be able to tell me? No. Most of the time, if you ask Dillon what he talked about 4 days ago, I probably won't remember. But now that I make these videos, I have a small snapshot of every day that I can remember every day by. I might not remember everything, but when I go back and watch that video, I'll be like, oh wow, dude, I remember that day. It was this, and this happened, you know. I might remember stuff that's not even in the video just from the fact that I made that video. The video could be the catalyst of a new favorite memory that Dillon will never forget. Also, somebody commented that they noticed that I like to talk about myself in third person a lot. You guys should try that. It's fun. Especially if you have something negative going on in your life. Or like any problem, any issue. Sorry, our heater just turned on. That's what that noise is. Bear with me. But anyway, when you talk about yourself in third person, it forces you to change your perspective. You know, say you're angry at one of your friends. You know, insert reason why, etc. Usually you're just pissed off because they did this, and this. But if you sit in your car and you say, okay, Dillon is pissed off because so and so did this, this, and this. In order, it kind of reframes it. You have a better sense of what to do from that perspective. Kind of like, have you ever had an issue and then somebody else walks up and they're like, oh, just do this, and they give you the most simplest solution? That happens to me a lot, especially at work. Now, you can actually do that yourself by practicing this third person perspective thing. That super simple solution that you've been missing the whole time, you can find it. And the way I do it is I just switch to third person mode. See, instead, it allows me to, what's the word? Whatever the opposite of self-centered is. I don't know. It's like looking at myself from that outside view by referencing myself in third person. It gives me a clearer perspective on what I'm doing, if I'm on the right track, if I'm making healthy decisions. It's kind of like a small fail-safe that I have to make sure that I'm on track. And it's kind of fun. I'll do it with simple things. Like I'll be like, Dylan's tired, and it just, usually I will be tired, and it keeps me in that objective mindset. It's a good way to practice having your mind be in control of your body instead of your body being in control of your mind. But anyway, that's all I have to talk about today. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.